You're such an asshole!
How you kids doing? Old Cappy here. Good morning, Mr. Clary. This request might be a little long, and with that being said, I'm aware that you might charge me a premium. I can see this being very entertaining. Please don't mention my name. If there's anything that I have listed that you think should be kept anonymous, so be it. I recently graduated from college with a pretty bad degree, not in the liberal arts. I'm currently working at one of the largest retailers in the United States. I'm aware that there are different types of people who generally work in this industry, and the ones listed below sometimes do interlock with each other. 1. The kids who are trying to make extra money while going to high school and college. 2. The ones who got managerial positions via business college internships. These people might not ever have worked in retail or given positions in power, which creates a divide between them and us subordinates. Ah, yes, the officers versus enlisted. 3. The workers who have stayed at the company much longer than they intended to and are now stuck. 4. The baby boomers who screwed up their retirement savings. Hey, there's a larger group in there. It could just be they're bored. That's another one. Who was I talking to? Was he retired? He was. No, he's not retired, but he's already got his... I went golfing with the guy. He has 22 years in at the Navy. And everyone's at, why are you retired? Why don't you retire? He's like, I'm not there yet. I'm going to wait for my... He had some kids. He wanted to make sure that they got through college and all this. It sounded like a really good father. And he says, and then when I retire, like, yeah, what are you going to do? He says, Walmart greeter. And he was like, I don't want to be a Walmart greeter. And that's all he wanted to do. So there's some of them out there who aren't doing it just for the money. The recent school graduates are just trying to find a job. Nothing wrong with this. The dumb fucks who are fucking stupid and probably going to get fired again pretty soon. 7. The bitter, disgruntled workers who have fucked up their own lives but can't openly admit it, so they project their frustrations onto other people. I should have Marty Andrade on to answer this one. I can at least acknowledge. You mean acknowledge? I can at least acknowledge that I did not make the best choices with my degree. Yeah, and your writing too. I'm not a big fan of English, but you got to use it properly. And I don't complain about the fact I work here. I really want you to hit on numbers 2, 3, and 7. Can you also explain how and why people become stuck in retail? Don't know, never worked in retail. Or maybe I have. Wait, I have. I must have. I think, yeah, I did work in retail for a short stint. I don't know. I haven't worked there long enough to understand the culture. It's like, how do people end up... You know who never escapes the event horizon of the industry? Service workers. It's like, dude, once you're a waiter, you're always a waiter. Once you're a bartender, you're always a bartender. Nothing wrong with that either. These people make, you can make a living, and maybe that's part of it. You can make a good living as wait staff or bartender. But man, I've known people who've been there for, more than a decade. It's like, dude, weren't you going to major in something? Like, I got my degree, but I still do this. All right. 2, 3, and 7. 2. The ones who got managerial positions via business college internships, these people might not have ever worked in retail or given positions in power, which creates a divide between them and us subordinates. That's just your classic, West Point officer who never served as an enlisted and, has no battle line experience, and they just throw him in there and he's a theoretician. Some of them can be good, but then you could get like Dyke from Band of Brothers, who just is not an officer. What would it be? It would be a hack, a lazy guy, a lazy gal, someone who doesn't want to work. And you can't take it out on them. You got to take it out on the company you work for. If they're going to give people, just because they have a sheepskin, more responsibility, higher paying jobs, higher ranked positions, because they have a college degree, that's the problem of the company. They may have some reasons to do that. I don't understand them. What you want is what's called a Mustang. That is someone who went enlisted and then got promoted into becoming an officer. So someone who was working and stocking the shelves and understands the company from the ground up, or at least to his or her position of power. And then they have the additional business managerial skills. Either they learned it in college, which there's not a lot to learn, or they're accountants or MIS or something like that. So you got your Mustangs. That makes a lot of sense. And then those people usually have a little bit more respect. But yeah, I cannot imagine what's like working for a 23-year-old ditz who has her degree in HR management, or the dude bro moron who has his degree in business management, and they're the supervisor, and they've never worked the dog shift, they've never worked Christmas selling season, they've never worked retail. I think the higher ups, what you see, oh gosh, that guy is the assistant supervisor, and that person's higher ranked. What you don't see is that it's probably not that high ranked of a position, and their jobs also suck, but on other aspects. It's not meritocratic, I'll tell you that. I think if you're going to manage employees, you better have been an employee at one point in time so you understand the job. But who knows? I'm speculating again. I haven't worked in retail long enough, recently enough, to really know. But in general, when you take a theoretician and you put him in charge of troops, I'm a little bit skeptical. I'm a little bit like, well, who the fuck are you? No, you don't know how to do this. I know how to operate this press. You don't know how. You have a degree in CAD. Shove it up your ass. But I don't know. It's not up to you. I don't get pissed off or worked up about them. It's the people above them that put them in the position of power. 3, the workers who have stayed at the company much longer than they intended to are now stuck. I don't know how you're stuck. How are you stuck? Are you incapable of finding a job elsewhere? Is that all they know how to do is retail? And okay, maybe they go to a different branch or they go to a different competitor, but and I don't know what I feel sorry for them. But usually those people, I've never known who's been stuck. Who's stuck? I could see if you had a criminal record and you're on like kind of a cons to workers program, and there'd be an actual bias against hiring you because you have a criminal history or you have a bad credit score and now you can't find another job, or the economy is in recession. I can see that. I feel bad for them because they just got to sit there and suck it up. Usually they're the most quiet because they can't afford to lose the job. And I could see a lot of them where they were brought up to believe they're amazing. I had a client, he had a cousin or a sister or somebody's girlfriend who was truly delusional. Because we let people become delusional. We let young people become delusional. And she had gotten accepted into an unranked, not even tiered, an unranked law school, which is a scam school essentially. And she was bragging about how she's going to make millions. She's going to make partner before 30. I mean, your standard brainwashed, pampered, millennial girl bullshit. You go girlism, female power, go do everything. And he's like, how do I? Because he cared. He's like, how do I stop her? Because she's going into like $250,000 in debt. The school is not ranked. No one's going to hire her, and she's square in the middle of the of her class rank. Like, she's not going to be valid or salutatorian, or valedictorian, salutatorian. And he was like, how do I? And it's like, well, you don't. But she is the type that will pigeonhole herself in such a bad position there's no recovering from. Because no law school, no legitimate law firm is going to buy or purchase. Hire her. She's going to have a ton of debt. So she is going to be stuck working as like maybe a paralegal. She's going to have to go into business herself. She doesn't have the business acumen to do it, so she'll just limp along the rest of her life. And so previous decisions can cripple you into places where you're stuck. But that's you're never really stuck. You can always go, you can always go and go to Seth Himes, indemandcareer.com. They can go and take online classes and certifications. You really aren't stuck. So it's more a lack of an initiative on their part, or instances where previous decisions or the economy or really pigeonhole them in that situation. And then 7, the bitter, disgruntled workers who have fucked up in their own lives but can't openly admit it, so they project their frustrations onto other people. I've never understood projection. I never understood that. I don't even know what that is. People are like, oh, you're projecting. I'm like, what? Or they're projecting. I'm like, who? So they project their frustrations on other people. I can at least acknowledge that I did not make the best choices with my degree. I don't complain about the fact that I work here. I don't know how those people tend not to last too long, especially if they're the ones that are still entitled. They expect they're going to get promoted because of their natural awesomeness, even though they've made horrifically bad decisions. They're egomaniacs. And I don't see that many people working in those places. They don't last long. You got to do customer service. You got to interact with the customers. You bring that lip or attitude while interacting with the public, you will get fired immediately. I can see you being disgruntled because corporate America are scumbags, although they're changing their tune right now with unemployment being, 3 or 4%. So I do not begrudge anyone who's disgruntled, because there are scumbag employers out there. Most employers are scumbags. So you have every right to hate your employer. But when you go and you fuck up your own life and then you blame the frustrations on other people, well, that's just, then there's something also now wrong with you. So now you're disgruntled, there's something wrong with you. So there you go. I wish I could have spoken more directly to retail, but I don't know. Don't let the bastards get you down. The fact you have it broken down into these groups of people, dude. You're working retail. That's a temporary position for people in my old cappy sphere here. Everybody works security. Everybody works retail. Everybody shovels shit, or maybe not everybody does, but I did. Everybody does that. We all do the crappy jobs to get by bigger and better things till we get our degree, we get our certifications, we get our experience. This is petty bullshit I would not be worrying about. I mean, it's fun to make fun of them, but I would not have even thought there were 7 categories of people at retail unless the job is that boring. You're starting to categorize people into 7 groups of people. But the key thing is to not let these people get you down. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.